Are you guys looking to start a social media marketing agency? You got no idea where to start, no skills, because in this video, I'm going to show you 8 skills that have helped me and have helped loads of other people start their social media marketing agencies. Watch the video, guys, and I hope it helps you out.
Let's make some money then.
Hey guys, so social media marketing, I'm going to be running through 8 of the skills that I think you're going to need if you decide you want to go into social media marketing and start building your agency. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first skill is a general understanding of social media. Obviously, goes without saying, social media marketing agency, you probably want to know a little bit about social media. So yeah, don't worry about Facebook, just focus on Instagram and TikTok, because obviously that's the way everything's going forward. And now obviously things are kind of bumping up a bit with Snapchat again, but I'd mainly focus your attention on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, my apologies. So I'd definitely make sure you've got those both installed on your phone and that you're not using them regularly, but you're using them at least once a day. And then, yeah, especially if you've not started your social media marketing agency yet, or if you're not familiar with social media, just get familiar, and it's going to help you massively when you actually end up working on them as well. Next thing is placements. Yeah, this is a big one. A lot of people don't really realize the importance of placements, but I'll just break them down for you real quick here. So you've got your feeds. This is kind of your basic, like on Instagram, just post, and that is simply going to be a square image, 1080 by 1080. But what I'm going to recommend is that you guys do the 1080 by 1350, which is sort of a portrait image. You can kind of see that over here. And it's going to allow you just to take up a bit more of someone's phone screen when you actually decide to post or do ads or whatever, and it's going to essentially just make it more likely people click on whatever you actually put out on social media. The next is stories and reels. These both have the same size placement. Obviously reels, the difference is it's mainly just video, whereas stories can be images as well. But I'd highly recommend, as we'll go on to speak about in a moment, is that you focus on video only anyway, and make sure that you put all your time and effort into video content. And we'll get onto that in a minute. But yeah, just jot these sizes down. You'll need them for when you're making graphics. Takes us on nicely to the next point, is graphic design. So yeah, this is a huge thing that helped me out when I was starting out in social media in general, and marketing, digital marketing was just a basic understanding of graphic design, really. So I have Photoshop, which is not free, unfortunately, but it's good. But it's not really necessary. I think you can get done what you need to get done with Canva, especially now Canva have done a huge update, and there's loads of cool stuff in here. There's even video editing and everything, and it's free, so you can literally just download Canva right now. A few things I'll go through here though that I've just written down is make sure it's colorful, whatever you're doing. Make sure whatever graphics you're making are colorful and eye-catching. You don't want dull, boring colors and, you know, looking too professional and things. Make it colorful, make it eye-catching, draw attention to whatever you post out on social media. People, I've just put people there, but basically involve people in your designs. Make sure whatever things you put out on social media or any kind of ads or anything like that involve a person in them. It's much more likely that people are going to click on something if there's like a real human there. If it's just like a graphic of something, then it's not going to be as clickable. Even Facebook ads now can like identify on your graphics, and it will be able to tell when there's a person in there, and it'll say that, you know, we recommend you include this image in your ad because it's got a person in it, so it's more likely to convert. And then that kind of leads on to the next thing, graphics or not. If you've got a graphic in there, what is it? You're either going to have graphics and be graphic heavy, or don't bother including graphics at all and just have a person with some text there. And then finally, CTA stands for call to action. You want to have these on everything, ads, posts, whatever it is, have a CTA at the bottom that actually just tells like the user what to actually do on the post. If the post is something you want people to take action on it, then, you know, have them take action. If you want them to comment on your post, have that in the actual image itself, or not just the caption. So have something that says comment. If you want them to like, say like. If you want them to actually click through to your website and buy something, have that, shop now, learn more, whatever it is. Okay, so the fourth one's email. Don't worry, don't need a website, but you need to understand how to buy domains. So domains is the thing that a domain is the actual name of like the website that someone will have to type in to get to it. But you need to learn how to set these up. And the easiest way to do it is go to a website called GoDaddy and then type in what you want your business to be called, and then need to get .com. It's super important that you get a .com and not a .co.uk or a .org or whatever it may be. Get a .com if you can't. Find your name, your business name that you want to set up your agency name with the .com. Then just change the name. It's genuinely worth it to get the .com. It's really important. So yeah, make sure you're able to get the .com and don't be spending like thousands of pounds on it. Literally just get the cheapest one. And yeah, what you can do from then when you get that is you can actually prompt to set up a business email. I think it's like $5 a month or whatever it is. It's not expensive, and that'll get you a basic Outlook email that you can just use in the browser, or you can go ahead and actually pay for Office 365 and have your email like on an app on your PC, which I've done, but you can just obviously save a bit of money and have it just on a browser, and it just makes it way more professional. And then I'd recommend having your name at, and then whatever agency it is, instead of like info at or sales at or whatever it is, have it be more personal and have your actual name. Don't need to have a last name, just your first name at, and then the actual name of the agency that you're setting up. So that's super important. That's the first thing, email. And then obviously just learn how to write better emails. I'll include a little like email template that I use in the description of this video that you can just download and use. You don't have to give me your email or anything, but I'll just whack that at the bottom. And it's just a basic kind of template. You need to change it and obviously rewrite bits of it or whatever you need to do, but it gets you started. And yeah, make sure you include an offer in there when you're writing your emails to potential clients. There's no point advertising your services at the full price of what you intend to actually charge. You need to have an offer there. You need to have 30 days guaranteed results. If not, then cancel, whatever that is. So that's kind of easier with ads, because obviously you can send an email and say we guarantee you 20 leads in 30 days, and then you can just literally charge them for the ad spend and not have to charge them for the contract. So either way, you're not going to lose out on any money. You're just going to lose out on time. So yeah, you can do it like that, but you need to have an offer of some sort when you do an email, and it's definitely a skill that you need to get better at. I was pretty bad at email when I first started out, but I've done a lot more emails since, and I'm getting better and better at emails, getting better replies. But again, it's a skill. So yeah, definitely get better at this. The next thing is proposals, or proposing to clients which services you want to provide them. I'm trying to get to work with people. So yeah, learn how to create awesome looking proposal documents. Easier. This is easy with like Canva. This kind of ties back into the graphic design element, but literally Canva can, you literally type in proposal document or marketing presentation or social media presentation on Canva, and it will like have thousands of free presentation people have made. And all you need to do is go in and put your bits of writing in there so it's relevant to what you're doing, and then everything else you can literally leave the same, and it will look amazing. Learn how to schedule meetings with people. So yeah, learn how to use your calendar. You can use Google Calendar for this, or you can use the actual Outlook calendar that you get when you set up your email with GoDaddy, and you can schedule in calls and meetings, and try and keep them 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't like to go above that. I don't know, as clients don't really like to go above that. So yeah, keep it short, keep it sweet, and yeah, just keep your proposal documents short as possible and have them straight to the point and snappy. Obviously, you'll get better at this, but yeah, it's something you're gonna have to practice. And as you schedule more and more meetings with people and have more and more proposals that you make for people, once you've made the proposal once, you can just use it again and again. So it doesn't really take up too much time after you've done it once. So it's definitely something I'd get done. And then yeah, obviously learn how to price. That's not supposed to say learn how to price. That's learn how to price, which will take us on to I think that's the next slide, is learn how to price. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. Yes. Learn how to price, pricing. So this is something I actually struggle with a little bit. So you can either do fixed contracts with the social media marketing agencies, where it's like, okay, for 3 months, I'm going to do this much work for you, and it's going to cost you this much. That's the most simple form of pricing. And then there's the monthly retainer, which is obviously the better scenario because it's monthly income coming in, guaranteed every month, which is what the ideal scenario you want to be in. And then obviously if you have a good relationship with that client, it can last a lot longer than maybe a fixed contract could. And then with the monthly retainer, it's either like just an agreed set amount that you charge them every month for the service, or you could do an hourly rate. So you could say, well, every month I'm going to spend 10 hours, and you could put it at £100 an hour, and that's £1,000 a month, essentially. And the more and more work you get, you could say, well, it's going to take more and more hours to do this many graphics, or this many Facebook ads, or this many audiences to build for you, and this kind of thing. And you can literally just build them based on an hourly rate. The next option, if you're not going to do an hourly rate, is to actually bill on ad spends. This is a little bit more complicated, but a lot of the bigger agencies do this, and it only obviously works if you're actually running ads for agencies, which is what I'm doing. Ads for companies. If that's what you're doing. If you're doing any other kind of social media marketing agency, you won't be able to do this. But if you're doing doing ads for clients, whether it be Google or Facebook, you can actually bill them based on the ad spend. So you can say that a percentage of the ad spend, usually around 4 to 8% of the ad spend, can actually be billed to the client. So minimum 4, maximum like 10. So like if the client is spending £2,000 a month on Facebook ads, you could say, well, when I'm managing your ads, I'm going to charge you 10% of the ad spend, regardless of how many hours you put into it. So that's something to keep in mind. You could put like no hours in and you could charge them on that. Obviously you might have to like prove to them what you've actually done in terms of work, but you could bill them on ad spend, and you could bill them like 10% on £2,000 and you could make £200 a month, roughly. Or, you know, but this is kind of the issue with this, because obviously you're only really going to make a lot of money if you have like either a large amount of clients that you're doing that with, or 1 or 2 clients who are spending a lot on ads, like, you know, 10k plus a month, which I've dealt with clients that are spending that much on ads. So if I was to charge them 10% on return on, you know, billing them on ad spend, then I would be earning £1,000 a month off of a 10k a month client. So that's just something to bear in mind as well when you're doing your pricing. And then the last one, and my favorite one, is actually performance-based pricing, so PBP. I haven't actually ever used this pricing before, but you usually either you can attach this pricing onto something like a fixed contract or a monthly retainer with an hourly rate. So you charge them a base price, and then based on certain performance factors, you can actually charge them additional like bills for that month if you've done well for them. So it gives you an incentive to actually work on the clients, get them better results. And it means that each client you get is scalable, and then your whole agency is scalable, not only by just increasing the number of clients in your client roster, but actually increasing the value of those clients without having to necessarily upsell. And the way this is done is pretty basic, but if you say to a client, I'm going to get you 10 leads a month, each lead is going to be valued at like £5,000, for example, on each lead. That's £50,000 of leads coming in per month that you've generated for the client. And let's say you say you'll do that, and that's fine. But then let's say that month you worked really hard on the Facebook ads and you made some new campaigns and you actually brought in 20 leads for the client. Then you could say anything over the 10 leads that I promised, which could be like twice as much as the retainer for that client, or maybe 5 times as much as the retainer could be what 10 leads is worth. But you actually generated them 20 leads, you said you gave them double what you got, then you're going to get paid the same for doing that extra effort, unless you use performance-based pricing, which basically says the difference between the 10 and the 20 that I earned is another 10 leads, and you could charge based on like 10% of the value of those extra leads, if that makes sense. So if those leads close, you could write up some kind of contract where you could actually charge based on the additional kind of results. That's why it's performance based, and that's where it can actually scale to these huge amounts. Like people like Iman Gadzi actually use this, and that is how he teaches people in his agency Navigator to actually price, and that is how you can scale these social media marketing agencies so fast. It's difficult to get off the ground initially, but obviously when you get really big clients, you can use performance-based pricing, and actually that's how these people are bagging 40, 50,000 K a month retainers. Is not because they're doing hundreds and hundreds of hours on the account a month. It's actually because they're just providing really good results and have come up with a performance-based pricing model for that client, and it's enabled them to scale 10 times past the retainer originally. Okay, number 7, the 7th skill that you need to learn is Facebook ads, and this only applies if you're actually doing Facebook ads. But even if you're not, I do think it's a skill that everyone should learn, and I think it's a really valuable skill. Learn the basics of Facebook ads, watch YouTube videos on Facebook ads, and then focus on the biggest advice I can give you with Facebook ads is focus on video content for Facebook and focus on video campaigns. They just perform better. It's simple as, and they're harder to make, and therefore they perform better. And then the last piece of advice I give you about the Facebook ads skill in general, and something to look into, is actually something called a 2-step funnel, and you can find this on YouTube, or you can find it on some articles that people have written in the past. But the 2-step funnel is a really powerful marketing tool, and I'll go into it more in a different video. But basic premises of it is that you have a video campaign that's able to reach lots of people, and then based on people's view percentage of that campaign, you can then just set up a simple retargeting campaign to actually then turn cold audiences into warm audiences and then close them. It's the basic premise of it. I will go into an entire video on Facebook ads that I'll make and everything that I know about Facebook ads and every success I've had with Facebook ads. But for now, just know that it's something that you should definitely look into as a skill. And the last skill that you need to know before setting up a social media marketing agency is just mindset and health. So, I mean, I've got loads of videos on this channel. No, well, not loads, but I'm going to be making loads of videos on this channel about mindset, about drive and mentality. And it's something that you need. If you're going to set up a social media marketing business, you can't do it if you're still doing the bad habits, right? If you still have limiting beliefs, if you still sat in your bed wanking, if you're still watching porn, if you still just like not really doing much for your life, and you still play video games and all this kind of stuff, you're not going to be in the right mindset where you can dedicate time and effort into social media marketing, because it is really time consuming in the start. And I think it's important that you actually work on yourself before you start working on a business. So mindset and health is something to look into. So just look at overall self-improvement and look at the people like Iman Gadzi there. I put a picture of him up. He's got tons and tons, probably thousands of videos on just like mindset. They're not even like videos on how to make money. They're just videos on how to sleep better, how to perform better in the gym, and how to be more healthy and have more time to focus on something. It's things like this. These are all the kind of skills that are actually the only way that you're going to bring all the previous skills together is through just having a good mindset about things, having a positive outlook and believing that you can do it. So yeah, that's everything, guys. That's all the skills that I think that you need, the basic skills to get into social media marketing agencies. And whether it's you're doing a creative agency or Facebook agency, doing ads or Google ads, whatever it is, all these skills can apply. So guys, let me know if any of these skills that I pointed out actually make sense to you or help you. And yeah, just go for it. Don't stop believing in yourself. You can do it. And yeah, never stop learning, guys. See you.